Hello and welcome. It is Roller Weiner Monday. Welcome back. If you're coming back, it's 12:30 p.m. on a Monday. It's time to get those wieners rolled up. And I want to tell everybody this week is a special week, and so a donation has been made in each of your names to the Human Fund. Money for People. All right, so and I didn't update the open slide, so let's go right here to me. There's a few things going on this week, which we can get to here, like the $600 that you're gonna get. How about that? They canceled mats again, and a few other things. So let's do it. Let's do it. All right, where did I go off to here? I'm all discombobulated. All right, so today, Misty was first today. Thank you for coming in first today. You even beat me in today. Christina, hello. Day Cab Gear Jammers here. Trucker Hershey, what's going on? Jason, what's happening today? Kelly, could be worse. What's going on there? SI6 is here. George Wilson, Merry Christmas and all those other things. Columbia George, what's happening? On the way to Albany, Oregon. Methanol, nice. Hey, do they have to type your name into the thing for the ID like they do at the store? Crazy, right? I bought some ISO heat, and they were doing that again to me at the store. So nice. That's great. Michael F. is here. Hello. Captain Flatbed, what's happening? Wow, it's going to be a little colder at the end of this week, so get your gloves ready. Paul Harris. I love that. A startup company. I've never heard of that. We're going to have trucks soon. Will you come work for us? That's pretty good. What do people think about that? It's basically just an idea at the moment, right? Daniel. You'll be back. Good. We'll see you when you get back. George Costanza's here. I love it. Moving on from Warren to Melton. Still don't have a Melton driver. That's great. No Melton driver to give a referral bonus to. So that's pretty awesome. Alexandra is here today. Let's see. I need to pop this out. Hello there. Sol Invictus. Nice. Let's get to that. Let's see. Canadian Tanker Yanker. Carbon dioxide. Where's that going off to? A hospital? Something like that? Maybe. I don't know where it goes. What do I know? I don't know anything about that. John Loader, hello there. Cassius King Trucking, hello. We've got, I agree with you this week. Let's see here. I saw this video. $16.80 a week. Yeah, I'm in. $16.80 a week. $10. That's $10 an hour, 24 hours a day. All your time is paid. The more you work, the more you make. And then the longer you work there, presumably you'll get a raise or whatever, and that pay will go up. So $16.80 for being in the truck, I'm in. I love it. John Armstrong, what's happening? Dwight, hello there. GP Transco's here today. Hello. It's good to see you today. Let's see, where did I go off to with this? All right. They're still looking for a few good drivers. Is it you? They'll treat you well if you'll come and work and not wreck the stuff. And you might get a teal truck. I don't know. I'm not sure if they got any in yet. Are those new 2021s coming in? Let's talk about that. When will those be here? Holy mackerel. TJ Jones with the Bull of the Woods is here. What's happening? Happy Festivus to you, Ran Bubs. What the heck? Hello there. Chris76, nothing having a good wiener on Monday with Mark. Well, always happy to share my wiener with anyone that wants it. Douglas Parker from going to Nogales. Wow. Nice. It's warm here today. We're going to be 50 Wednesday, and then on Thursday we're going to be 26, and Friday it's going to be 21 here. So chilly week coming up. Hail Santa. All right. We got that dynamic, a dueling duo. I have from Burns Harbor. Oh, up in my old stomping grounds. Grew up in Hammond. So, yeah, hello. Knew all about the mills up there. Holy mackerel. Oh, GP Transco want to do a cash giveaway of a $150 cash card. That's okay with me. Let's see, I don't even probably have to do a survey. So, yeah, that sounds great. Wow, thank you very much for that. For Festivus. It's a Festivus miracle. It's a Festivus miracle. Amazing. And just for that, GP Transco, also, a donation will be made in your name to the Human Fund. Money for People. All right, so that's really great. So, thank you for that. I Heart Cryptoverse. Merry Christmas. What's happening? Sam. Hello from Denver. Stop 3 of 6. Oh, so you are in the Cassius King Trucking program over there. Multiple stops. Luke. A sheet of ice fell off a Schneider trail the other day into your pickup truck windshield. Smashed it up. I saw that. He sent that. I didn't have time to get that picture up, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Did you get the any information. I didn't get to read it even. I just saw it was sent. What are you going to do about it? Meaning, is Schneider going to do anything? What's going to happen? Anything? Was it in a state where they're required to do that? Precision Logistics Slow from Pennsylvania. Kevin, I made it in sunny Southern California. Boy, it must be nice living out there where rent's only, $3,800 a month. Hello from Richmond, Washington. MG Jackson, if you don't live there, somebody does. Do you ever wish you could just walk away from everything and never look back, Christina? No, absolutely not. Paul Vines, hello all. Hello there. Get a room with that Weiner. It needs its own room. Let's see. Adam, is anyone falling for the $30,000? Is there a $30,000 sign-on bonus? Oh, I didn't see that. Is that true? It's $30,000 now? The U.S. Express has always had these really high sign-on bonuses. I haven't seen that. And do you know the deets? That's what the kids say. Do you know the details of how to get that money? How do you get $30,000 out of them? Wow, I'd love to see that. You put spicy mustard on your wiener, didn't enjoy it, Cash King? Yeah, you got to be careful. Only use the gray poupon with that. Kenworth Rider, good afternoon. Christopher, a heavy coastal fog in Northern California. At least it's not freezing fog like we had here the other day. It happened in New Jersey. On 95, awaiting a response from Schneider. I'm sure Schneider will say, oh, have a nice day, because, and again, right, did you have a dash cam running for that? I mean, that'd be a good way to prove what happened, but they could say, Schneider will say, how do we know it was our truck or whatever, unless they stopped? Did they stop, or did they get a ticket? Did you call the police? That kind of thing. So I'm curious on how that worked. But a dash cam in your car would solve this problem of Schneider. But if they're not required to take it off, it's it'd be interesting to see if they pay it. Michael F., you have to find the unicorn herd to get a sign-on bonus from U.S. Express. There are other ones. The $20,000 they used to offer to teams was not really 20. It was like 10 of it was money, and then some of it was like extra time off, which they counted like $1,000 a week, and some of it was like merch. Like you could get like a $500 gift card to their store, the U.S. Express store, that kind of thing. It's still $30,000 in value, but not really, or $10,000 in value. Then it wasn't really $10,000 in money. Alexandra, big sign-on bonus usually means big trouble. Yeah, if you have to give somebody $30,000 sign-on, what does that say? That's half the average driver's pay. Half. You got to give them a 50% pay bump to get them to sign on. How long do you have to wait for $30,000? 30 years. It's out $50. It completely knocked out my dash cam. Oh, but it should store it, right? So you should still have it stored on there. Perfect. Alexander will take the better pay on a regular basis. Like a sign-on bonus. Yeah, if they give one, always take it, of course. But leaving for 30, some people might leave for 30 if it pays fast enough. But at the end of that 30, you're going to bounce. More kids stuff. But really, you'll leave after that. They're paying people 30. Why don't they just give everybody a raise or treat them better? You wouldn't have to give people 30,000. I'd love to see how that $30,000 sign-on bonus works. Checking in from Poolside. Oh, nice. Nice, Poolside. Dash cam is more like bash cam. That's pretty good. That's pretty good that it was on dash cam. A lot of people, I would say the vast majority of people do not run a dash cam in their own car. It means U.S. Express is a horrible company. Yeah, exactly. Sam, you have to stay at Western Express 30 hours to get the bonus, and most people don't get it. Most people still don't get it. They're like, forget it. I can't take it. 6 more hours? No, thank you. After they stay one night in that motel, which some people, every once in a while, right, I'll get pictures of this wonderful place that Western Express puts you in. Oh, my gosh. It's like what people told me, right? It's a captive motel that Western bought and runs, and not great. And you can't complain to anybody. So you go down and complain. You're complaining to them. They're like, okay, whatever. Nice. U.S. Express offered $50,000. Bryson, where is this? Are they printing this somewhere? I mean, is this something that people are saying, or is this actually printed somewhere that they're offering 50? Or are you saying 50 as a salary? So they're another 30 to get you to come there? That's 60% of your pay? If it's works like that, that's ridiculous. Anybody that was going to go to the Mid-America Truck Show this year in March? No. Just got canceled. Again, that's 2 in a row. They said it might go on in September of this year, maybe, or they may just go to 2022. Is that crazy that they would go that long? But it is possible. This was going to be the 50th year, which I don't know if they should count that because they didn't have one last year. So last year would have been 49. But anyway, it was going to be 50, and so we made it go to 51. But that's what they were saying. This one got canceled. When I went to go get tickets at the beginning of December, because you can sign up for your tickets, that page wasn't open yet. That's never happened. And then the next week it wasn't open. I thought, oh, they're thinking about this. They're going to announce in February whether or not it will be in September or next March. I think it's just going to be in March. That's when it's always been. And that'd probably be a lot easier because in September they'll be like, oh, we don't know if people should go to it still. So I'm not sure. But that right now for March, it's off. Happy Roller in a Monday, everyone, and to all end users, Jim Trucker. I hope all end users are doing good out there. The cockroach haven, that's what a lot of people called it. It had some, things, Fleet Nav Systems, yeah, Matt's is off for this year, so they said no, at least in March. Soonest it would be September, but I just don't see that happening. Cash King Trucking, you saw a billboard for ABF that said they paid a $1,500 sign-up bonus on your first check. Well, that's not bad. That'd be more like a transition kind of bonus, right? Because always when you change jobs, you get that couple weeks where you don't get any money because you're training at the new place and are doing all their orientation stuff, and then the old place, and so that's not a bad idea to say, look, coming here won't cost you anything because there's usually a couple weeks before you can get rolling at a new place. You don't know how all the technology works and everything. So that's better than, $30,000 over 6 years. Holy moly. Michael F., the bed bugs have kicked the roaches out at the Western's Motel. They fight it out. People said they're like fights. They have rings there, fights. Everybody that works there's betting on who's going to win. Crazy. I mean, that's already, once you see that going into a place, you already have a bad start. Now, they don't have to put you up at the Ritz-Carlton, but gee whiz, a place that is free of vermin would be nice. Alexander, some of us need to get on that line with U.S. Express to see what's going on. Yeah, I haven't seen this $30,000, so somebody give me the details on how you get that. How exactly do they pay it? Paul Harris, Covenant has the Bates Motel also. Rumors that they're trying to put a hotel management company to take it over. Right, just like Western. They recognize they're a trucking company, not a hotel. The thing is, Western did that probably to save money. They're like, let's just buy this dump for $200,000, and we could just run it, and it doesn't cost us anything. That's crazy. Mark uses words like he's in his extreme upper teens. I talk like the kids. I like everybody to understand what I'm trying to say. Are we striking during Christmas? Yeah, Thursday, Friday, I think everybody should go on strike this week. And next week, too, to really send a message, to what's going on. You can use that extra $600 you're about to get and to live on those during that time. Cash King Trucking has a transition bonus. It's paid after 36 months. Is that for the lease completion bonus on those Max Forces that you're leasing out? My money's on the roaches. I don't know. You haven't seen the bed bugs there. The thing is, they're not that big, but there's a lot of them. So, Big Ben. So one of those Billy Big Riggers, nice, backing down a busy street this morning because they drove by the building they're supposed to go to. Oh, there it goes back there. Yeah, because he's probably talking on the CB, discussing his underwear situation with everybody, and got his jakes on through those 8-inch, stacks is rolling. So where both of them actually work, so he just missed that building. And plus, when you chop it, you get this 379 with these all chopped windows. You can't see anything, and you got your seat all the way down. You can't see what's going on out there. Your eyes are just at the level right at the edge of the door. You know what I'm talking. All you see is a hat driving a truck around, a cowboy hat. They've been messaging me numerous times, Adam. Oh, who is messaging you? I missed. They. Who is they? There's Adam right there. Oh, it's U.S. Express. All right, so they're messaging you. What is it? People can use. People can use a couple of statuses to enforce snow clearing. $200 fine. Unsecured load. Include heavy sheets of snow. Yeah, I would like to see if Schneider pays it. Because if they deny it, then what are you going to do? That's the problem. Okay, Schneider denies it. Now what? You going to go to court for $200? You can't even get into court right now. So, that's a real problem. George Wilson. Farmer Vincent's Motel Big Sister will show your cabin down home smoked meats for breakfast if you're still alive. That's part of what these people sent pictures. And It's terrible. I'm disgusted by it. It gives the whole industry a bad name. And then a lot of those people quit and never come back to trucking. They just leave trucking and they go tell all their friends this is how trucking is. And so then it takes out people from the industry that could be great. Strap the snow down. Yeah, what are they talking about? Unsecured load. I mean, that would mean that's part of your load. I don't think so. The Western Express is called the Hallmark Inn. Oh, that's nice. They can loan you an ankle bracelet to wear so you don't feel them down. Nice. Yeah, considering all the people that work there probably have one. The Hallmark Inn. But they own that, right? They, from what people told me, they own the hotel. Planning on going on strike December 24th through January 1st. Oh, you're taking a long strike. Nice. Jim Trucker, you're the one that missed that building, aren't you? In that shop 379. 359 even. That's even better. Cash, you can watch the hooker fights from your room and not on TV. Kelly, right, exactly. That's what they're saying on the CB too. Right, I hear you. You'll need it Friday, 21 degrees. Everybody be sure to hit the like button. I appreciate that. Adam, CDL driver, U.S. Express has new opening for dedicated. That's team. 30,000 sign-on. Split. Run a scheduled lane. Yeah, how do you get it, though? How do you get it? It's for team and it's split. All right, it's still 15 grand. That's 15 grand. That's still a lot. If you get it over a year, that's not bad. It's $1,800 a month. That Western Express hotel is so bad that the $1,500 a month, right? That the recruits request to go back to prison cell they just got out of. Just send me back. I don't want to drive anymore. I get constant complaints about it. And I don't know why they allow it. Why do they even allow it? It just shows you what a horrible place it is. Ankle Bracelet LLC leased on the Western Express. They probably own that thing too. There should be a contest to rename the Hallmark Hotel. Cards available in the lobby. I have a little bit of sympathy because if you stay the night at a truck stop or rest area, there's no way to get that snow off your trailer, but it's still an inconvenience. Luke, oh, I agree, right? How do we take it off? Has always been the problem with these regulations when states come out and say, you can't run with snow in your trailer. Okay, how do I take it off of there? I'm not allowed to climb that high. It's a violation. I wouldn't have any way to do it. And there's not a bunch of commercially available places. Blue Beacon would be it. Would have them spray it off. I mean, there's not a good solution to it. For legal reasons, Western Express doesn't own anything, but I'm sure one of their subsidiaries does. Oh, I'm sure. They probably have Western Hotels LLC or something that owns it, and they probably have to pay, and that way they can tax deduct. They'll pay for the room probably $100, and that way they can tax deduct $100 from themselves for lodging for employees. Oh yeah, I hear you. 2 Wookiees and a pancake. I love that. I heard your blinker ran on Saturday. I have 2 rants. Okay. Drivers that come flying up on you and park on your bumper. Right. What are we doing? Drivers that are going slow until you start passing them. Then they race you. I get that a lot. Come up to people going slow, and then I get almost next to them, and then they speed up. Now we're even. Now what am I supposed to do? Now I look like the doofus head up there. And if you're coming up to pass me, and you'll see this in the background, these lights come up, and then they're right behind you. Well, get going. I usually hit the cruise down a couple miles an hour, and then they'll pass you. Then they're speeding past. They're way gone. Oh, okay, we're out of here then. All right, fine. So I just slow down like this. This person slows down too. That's the way to do it. But yeah, I don't know what people are doing. It doesn't make any sense. CB Radio, give the gift of him. There's not that many people running them. I heard some people on that snowy day. I had an insecure load once. Every time I would stop, plywood would just say, I'm the worst plywood ever. Oh, but probably, I'm surprised it would say that, considering how insecure it was. The hooker fighting my room, thank you very much. You don't even have to pay there at Western. You put bedazzle your ankle bracelet for asking for a friend. I wonder if anybody's ever done that. They've had it on so long that they bedazzle it. I don't know if you get in trouble for, damaging it, that kind of thing. I'm not sure how that would work. So I'm sure you saw on the news, $600 payment is with this new COVID relief bill. So looks like it's going to be $600 per adult and $600 per kid. So if you got a bunch of kids or whatever, but either way, $600 will be coming the same way the last money came. So however they sent you the $1,200, they'll send you the $600. So are you ready for that kind of money? Married couple get $1,200. I don't know what they'll tax, how the tax situation, and it won't come until at least the second week of the new year. That's what they were saying, because Christmas, everybody's going to close, and it takes them a while to get it through, and then you'll be getting your $600 right before, the nationwide shutdown. For the last time, those aren't hookers, that's your dispatcher. I think you interviewed one of those people over Cash King, right? Steadnote 2006 went to the dentist. Now I can watch live. All right. Did he fix your eyes? After last week's show, I watched Hell Drivers on YouTube. Dispatchers and fleet owners have not changed in 60 years. Sean Connery is in the movie at 30 years old. Really? Does he drive an Aston Martin and make package deliveries with that? I've never seen it. Trucking companies need to provide an elevated area with a safety harness so drivers can clean up their tops. See, that's the thing. How would you hook this contraption up? I guess you hook it over to the other side of the trailer on the bottom and over the top and then down to you, and you'd chain off on it. I mean, can you see people doing this? I just don't see it happening. If this is going to be some kind of law, then the commercial part of the industry needs to step up and have these things where you can run under. They'll probably charge you $1 to run under it on the way out, or they should just put a thing over the top. No, you guess you couldn't do that. I'm thinking they put a thing as you drive out of the truck stop. Of course, then it will push it on the truck behind you. And if somebody's over height, it wouldn't fit through there, so I guess that's not a good idea either. Hey, Mark, missed me at the manhole. It's Mr. Plow. Oh, all was there. It's kind of dark. You got to kind of feel around. 2 Wookiees and a pancake. I have a lot more rants, but here's another rant. Drivers that get down the highway with their high beams. It's usually some Volvo for some reason. Is there not a switch in a Volvo to turn the high beams off? I don't understand that. But yeah, what are we doing? Is there nothing on your dashboard that tells you that the high beams are on, or you just like driving around with them on? Oh, I can see so much better. I can buy tires for my 2006 Camry with the $600. Luke, I'll tell you what, it snowed Wednesday here, and when I was coming home, it was not plowed, and so this was my first chance to run the Firestone Winter Force tires, which I have on my car. They're new. They only have, 700 miles on them. Holy mackerel. I cannot recommend them enough. I don't know why I've not put them on a car all these years. So if you need some winter tires, Firestone Winter Force tires, I cannot recommend it. It was dry out. We used to would slide all over the place coming home. It had Uniroyal Tiger Paws on it is what it came with. And those wore out. And I got these tires. Wow. It was like it was dry. I pulled up to a light coming home. I love this. And coming behind me is some four-wheel drive truck. And he pulled around me to go next to me at the red light, and because he thought, he's going to be all clever, whatever. Well, I took off, just zoomed right out of there, and he was still back there sliding. I love it because it's a traction problem first, and this stopped no problem. Never got the little squiggly road sign. It was like it wasn't even snowing. It was awesome. Cannot recommend them enough. They should sponsor the show and give me a bunch more free tires because they're so awesome. I just called the Hallmark in and said they don't rent rooms to the public. They're contracted out. Well, from what drivers have said to me that have been there recently, said that it is a public motel per se, but that Western reserves all the rooms. So they have rooms, they're just not available. And I'm sure there's some kind of tax thing, like you said before, where, we rent them and get charged tax or whatever, but that way, it's some kind of legality thing. That's what people have said that stay there. It's a public hotel that doesn't rent rooms to the public because they're always full, basically. Does it have one of those vacancy signs, too, that where like 3 of the letters are blinking on and off? Neon tubes. I like the idea of arch you drive through to clear snow, but some Western Express driver would crash into it. Well, that's the other thing. At a truck stop, some driver's going to hit it. Or I could see this where you go under it and then you go and it didn't get all the snow, and so some snow hits like somebody's pickup truck like this and breaks their window, and they'll go sue the truck stop. They'll say, well, your device didn't work properly. I think there's a lot of problems to it. They can't get their feet off the dash to hit the switch. Look, it's impressive to get their feet on the dash. They could use that big long yellow toenail to turn the switch off. Got a message from USA Truck wanted you to come back. A $6,000 stay bonus. Tell them, look, if you pay that over a month, I'll stay a month. Bright lights make great target practice. I wish. Alan Benedict, awesome movie. I didn't see it, though. The new Camry is all-wheel drive. Yeah, with these tires right in my Sonic, holy mackerel. There was no stopping it. Gas going up to 35 cents a gallon. Christina, yeah, but gas is cheap. We're about to get all this extra money. No problem. A broom with an extension that folds onto your side box to clean the top of the trailer. That'd be a huge extension, wouldn't it, to go all the way across the top of the trailer? Wow. Sound like killer tires. Look, these Winter Force tires are no joke. I couldn't believe how great it was. It was like it was just a dry day. I stopped at the light, no problem, just stopped like normal. Amazing. The difference was amazing. I can't believe all these years I've never put winter tires on a car in the winter. I just thought, there's really not that much difference. There's a huge difference. Hey, Kenneth B., how am I doing? Doing great. Happy Festivus to you. They have these snow removal contraptions. They look like a plow with a rubber edge. The problem, you need someone to remove the snow on the ground now. Well, right. They could have a plow there and plow it out of the way, I guess. Did not give feedback on your Sunday rant. There was some problems. It got out late, and there was some kind of technological glitches here. And this has crashed here a couple times today, although it doesn't show it on the page. I'm getting little warnings on the side here. Does anybody miss floor-mounted high-low beam switch? Wow, from like 100 years ago. Yeah, you used to click that on my Maverick. You would click that. Trucking Wizard Buttigieg. Yeah, Mayor Pete, if you don't know, from South Bend, Indiana. He was the mayor of South Bend, is going to be, it looks like, the head of the DOT under the new administration. So, and they commented that he has tons of trucking experience because he ran a bus company, right? The local public transport there with 87 buses. That's his experience in transportation. And, of course, he's never driven a truck and stuff like that, but that's not unusual in that position. Nobody ever does. So that's really great. You need one of those big rotating brushes like the car wash has. I thought about that, too. I mean, if it sprayed hot water up there and just could melt it off at the top of the trailer, how's that going to work? We're excited to roll out a lease-to-purchase program at the start of 2021. Only teal Cascadias. Year 2021, all digital cockpit. Oh, that'd be nice. I would have a different color so you can pick them out, right? People at least want to be different, like they are owning the truck or whatever. And how come they get teal trucks and I don't get to see one? Buttigieg is Biden's Secretary of Transportation. What's up with that? Well, I mean, he has no practical experience other than running a small metropolitan transit company, so why not, right? Who better? All the politicians do this. Everybody that supports you, whatever, gets a position. You know, this is not something that's just happening now. So, yeah, because he threw his support behind him, he's going to get something. Heated trailer roof. That would work, wouldn't it? Kind of like when you heat your kitchen floor. They could put this on the roof that would go through the plug. Heat up the whole roof. That's interesting. Cash is King Trucking. They sell extendable aluminum poles at truck stops. You could screw a broom onto. I assume that's what they're good to get snow off. Does it have a 90-degree angle at the top of it? Because you're going to stand on that ground and do that. Otherwise, how far do you have to be away from the trailer? Used to have a floor-mounted dimmer switch on my Dodge Diplomat. Oh, very nice. The favorite of all police officers with the 318 lean burn. Not Mayor Pete. Yeah, he's moving up. He's moving out of Indiana and moving up to the big times. Jason, how about some sort of electrical snow melt system that heats the top of the trailer? Yeah, that's certainly possible. If you kept it warm, it would never accumulate snow, or as soon as you plugged it in, it would come up. You'd have to wait while it melted, though. So, Fleet Nav Systems, like the snow melt system in Holland, Michigan, right? Which I saw an article about. There, Holland, Michigan, mainly on most of their sidewalks, and that melts the snow. They're all heated. It's crazy. Snow melt. And that way people can still go shopping, apparently, when it's snowing, 10 inches of snow an hour and everything, lake effect. You can still be out and walk around. Have the details of the lease purchase been released? I may be interested. You're going to have to compete with Cash is King here, who leases out internationals with the Max Force, which is what people are really asking for. Director of Transportation without truck driving experience is like a bartender who's never had a shot of Jack Daniels. Yeah, exactly. Bartender's like, I don't drink. Kidding me? This is common. Our current head of the DOT doesn't have any experience either, so really no one does. I'd like to know that. What's the highest appointed or elected person in office that is a truck driver? Wonder how far, what is it, some kind of city council member? Your father heated trailer wouldn't work on a reefer temperature control. Oh, that's not bad. The reefer could run the heat and keep it thawed. Oh, not bad idea. The new administration is going to be very anal in their daily functions. Expect a lot more green initiatives where electric trucks, hydrogen-powered trucks, that kind of thing. Expect a lot more initiatives for that. And they said there may be another cash for clunkers. It'll be cash for electric cars. There is a possibility of that happening. Turn your car in for an electric car, you'll get a boost for that. Another fleecing company can spell misclassified. Yeah, we'll see what the terms of this are. If they start putting smokestacks in your truck, you can use the hot exhaust fluid across the top. Oh, those little droplets? Oh, coming in January 2021. Coming soon to Joliet near you. Now that the truck stop will be covered with piles of snow, if you go to fuel, you need a folding chair to spot like they do in parking in Chicago. I guess if it melts off, though, if you kept the top of the trailer warm enough, you'd melt it off. So there'd basically just be a bunch of ice everywhere, I guess, instead of snow. But while you're driving on the road and that, you wouldn't accumulate anything. And the refrigerated trailer could keep the snow off of it the whole time. Throw a handful of salt in my trailer when there's ice and snow up there. Not really, but it might work. Well, that's not a bad idea either. I don't see why it wouldn't work. There could be a salting system. That's an interesting idea. Stopping at the Loves in Albany, Oregon for fuel on roller wiener. Just perfect time for it, too. What is it, 10:03? Breakfast ones are still out. They've been warming up since 6 a.m. Nice. Working on our end-of-year presentation and collecting some fun facts today. For example, we transported 2 billion pounds of freight. That's the same as 4,500 statues of liberty. We shouldn't body shame the Statue of Liberty. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. The poor Statue of Liberty gets all body shamed and stuff like that. Nice. What does Fuzzy Nugget think about the Statue of Liberty? That's the question. Fuzzy Nugget. The amazing trucking cat. Figured Biden was going to put my nephew in there because he's got pretty extensive Hot Wheels ramp he's been building. Well, he would have just the same trucking experience as Buttigieg, but there's no, this isn't something that's just new here. I don't want to put it out to say, well, he's bad and everybody's good, because really nobody in the position that they're in has any kind of experience, in whatever they're doing. So that's a lot of Statues of Liberty. Flamethrowers. Oh, that'd be great. I almost bought one of those from him, too, from Tesla. Hydrogen electric truck mandates are great. They could also have trucks powered by rainbows, and the gold at the end of the rainbow. You could taste the rainbow then. I always say about this stuff, and the cars, too, the Teslas and that, if they're so great, you wouldn't need to pay people to buy them. They wouldn't need $7,500 off. It's same as U.S. Express. You wouldn't need $30,000 if it was such a great job. I mean, teams expect to be treated well. I'm seeing 70 plus cents easily for teams, 80 even in Indianapolis. And so I don't know what U.S. Express pays or how this 30 grand works. It'll be interesting to see how that works. Let's throw a couple of lot losers on the room. Hey, lot loser, get up there. Yikes. Throw a roller wiener. It'll roll its way down to the end and melt all the snow off. All the chemicals in it will leak out and take all the snow off the top of the trailer. Pilot to install de-icing equipment at the truck stop. The fluid will be used from the bottles left in the parking lot. Oh, go collect the de-icing bottles. What about a power blower like one at the car wash? I don't think that would work or it wouldn't always work. Sometimes the snow is packed and turned into ice. It'll melt and then freeze, and it's like a big thing of ice. Plus, you'd have to have like a clear zone behind the trailer. Well, this thing goes over the top of the trailer and blows snow from 13 feet in the air, big chunks of snow going everywhere. Yikes. It's like a war zone out there. So I think that creates a liability problem at least. Lady Liberty's a beautiful woman, and who knows how much she weighs, right? I'm sure she hasn't said. They're not talking. And do we count the book that she's holding too? We can't count all this stuff. So we don't know how much that weighs. That's pretty good. 2 billion pounds. Who got the most freight? I guess you don't want to say, but did one place get like a majority of the freight, or is that all spread all over the country? Oh, maybe state by state. That's interesting. Can you break it down state by state? That would be an interesting end of year presentation. Which state got the most freight, which also rhymes, which people love in a presentation. Western just parks their trucks on the sides to keep the snow at the top. Yeah, they just park them over, and then when they lift them back up, all the snow falls off. That's perfect. In Florida, oh, the police put this out, right. So I wanted to say this too, that in Florida, the police are going to start enforcing the third lane rule. $120 and 3 points. On any road that has more than 2 lanes in one direction, trucks are not allowed in the third lane, the far left lane. They're doing this mostly for interstates, and they said it's been the law for as much as 30 years. So it hasn't been enforced as much, but the police did come out and say, look, we're going to start enforcing this. No third lane. It's $120 and 3 points. That's the real problem for a third lane violation. It's the same here in Indiana. I don't know what the fine is and all that. You can't run the third lane. I see it all the time. Go down 65 to Indy. People in that third lane? No. Cannot be in the third lane here in Indiana either. But they said in Florida, the police came out and made an announcement that they're going to start enforcing it. That probably means they're not going to enforce it. They're just saying that to get you out of the third lane. But that's what they said. Stop leaving bottles in parking lots. You're ruining for the rest of us, Norman Bates. Yes, your bottles, which is gross enough, at least you could throw them out somewhere. I mean, plus you haven't. Why does somebody that works at the truck stop have to pick that up for you? You know, I'd quit. I'd be like, I'm not picking that up. Summon Satan, he'll melt the snow. Oh, you have a big summoning thing. What are you doing? Oh, I'm going to melt the snow off my trailer. You may want to stand back. Kelly. Liquid hydrogen would make a great fuel, but the engine bill would be extremely expensive, and any leak would result in an acid explosion. A leak. Yeah, that's I don't know if liquid hydrogen would. Oh, it would make a good fuel. Hard to store. You got to have this extra tank. I think that presents a problem. Expensive. All the talk about de-icing. What did we used to back in the day when we had real truck drivers? We just drove and had a blizzard behind our trailer for 15 minutes when you got on the highway. That's what happened back then. And you just drive under a bridge that's 14 feet high. Some Cassius King trucks, some drivers could just throw their bags of poop up there to melt the ice. Yikes. And unfortunately, that's true. I mean, that's more gross than the bottles. Especially when I see them at a truck stop. Can you not walk into the truck stop? Salt the roof. That is interesting. What if they made the roof peaked, kind of like a roof on a house? The peak in the middle is 13.6, and it slowly slides down, and it's, I don't know, Teflon coated? Something like that? Like your pan at your house? Maybe have the snow slide off, maybe? I'd limp my truck with that windshield 1 mile to an exit because I was on the turnpike and they would charge me $2 a mile to tow it. Nice. That figures. Here's the issue with George Costanza, the issue with the third lane rule. The interstate is for trucks in the military. Four-wheelers need to leave. Stop telling me I can't do what I can and can't do with what I paid to build. You tell them. I'm just telling you what Florida made. They made a big announcement, and I don't want people to get points on their license. Aviator trucker, they need to enforce tickets in cars that won't move out of the second lane when they see trucks are being backed up. That's the same for trucks. Look, if you're not passing, get over. That's a European thing, and that should certainly be the thing here. If you're going to get out there, get going. Alexander, you do have a summoning pentagram. Is this like, do they sell these? Is this like a portable, like a travel pentagram? I love it. They have like a one for your home, but then they also have a travel version for when you need to summon on the road. Leo's Madness. Eloy to Roanoke, 1,000 miles yesterday. Yikes. 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. and showered and a couple pit stops. Sleep good and tired, I would say. Holly, how you doing that? 1,000 miles. George Costanza also, I hope everyone enjoys your free money. You're going to pay for it with inflation. I know people will always think it's free. Oh, we're getting extra money. No, the government doesn't have any money. It's already our money. And they just give some of it back to us to make us feel good. $600 doesn't go that far anymore. Don't eat brown or yellow snow. At least some drivers bag their stuff up. Go in the truck stop. I mean, that's one of the worst things to see out there about trucking. Is, all these bottles and stuff. And then they're like, oh, drivers like, we don't get treated very well. But yeah, no doubt. Looks like Atami Cash. The Amazon Fulfillment Center is really working the truckers to death. The bombs are getting darker. Yikes, sure sign of dehydration. Don't have time for water. Drivers, go drink your water. We can tell the health of drivers by the pee bottles picked up in the caves. As we found out, it's a mine. In Carthage, that was an experience. Isn't it interesting going down there? We found this out. Caves are natural formations, right? Mines are dug out. But yeah, isn't that great? I think it's fun going down in those places. If you don't like truck stop ordering things, yeah, you always have time to get water. There's always time for water. Now, this was spotted on another channel, and I thought I'd ask here to see what people think about it. In fact, Cash is King Trucking proposed this, $10 an hour all time. What do you think? That's $1,680 a week. And that would be to start, for drivers, and could possibly go up over time, that kind of thing. What do you think about $10 an hour for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or for however many days you're in the truck? FYI, for drivers that came through Ohio, Route 225 and 76, there's a Love's being built. All right. More parking. GP Transco. Fact number 2, our trucks are driven 40 million miles. That's 80 round trips to the moon. It's interesting how we put that. 80 round trips to the moon. But how many round trips to Mars is it? That's my question. How many round trips to Mars? That's pretty good. 40 million miles. And is that a good year? Considering the way the year went, is that a good year for you? You know what I mean? Did you see a reduction in miles from the year before? Considering it got slow, maybe. When I get my $600 check, I'm going to feel like a Western Express driver who had a boat that week. Yeah, you're like, wow, this is great. You're going to feel like a Western Express trainer. My sister and friend keep calling Roanoke. A mushroom, broccoli tree, too much smoking. We'll say that's a tree. How about that? Good morning, everyone. It's raining in eastern Washington State. Where's the snowy weather? It's going to be here later this week. Hopefully the bottles don't leak over time and seep into the deep pockets of the macaroni and cheese. Look, I will tell you, these bottles, they've talked about them here because prisoners pick them up here. The ones that are thrown out of the window into the side of the road, and in the summertime, they explode because of the heat and that. And when you move the bottle, it can burst, they said, in a dramatic showering of the contents, which seems somewhat gross. Another reason not to be in jail, apparently. So $10 an hour. I had a job years ago for Icon Transportation. They were in Terre Haute, and what we would do is deliver new video cassette movies. Remember when we used to pop a gigantic video cassette in a contraption under the TV and watch it? Well, we would deliver these movies to stores around the country, and that job paid by the hour. It seems like it was $7 an hour then, or $6 an hour, but you came in, it wasn't 10, and punched in. You had a time card, and there was a time clock, and you punched in at whatever your time. Say you leave noon Sunday. You go and punch your clock, and that's it. And you got paid 24 hours a day until you went back home. At that job, you were gone 6 weeks and took a week off. That's how they did that job. And so you'd get 24 hours a day all the whole time. And then you had a time you'd be back. Say it's Sunday at noon again. And so you'd come in and sit there until noon Sunday, put a time card in there and punch out. And that's it. And that's how they paid us. And I thought it was a pretty interesting way to get paid. All your time is paid. So if you were sitting around or whatever, you're still getting a little bit of pay. Well, you slept, you got paid. Everything paid. It wasn't 10. Because it seems like I made $1,100 or $1,200 a week then. So it must have been in the 7 range. So that's how it paid. Would that be a better way than mileage? I don't like the mileage at all. I think that's the worst way to get paid. Norman Bates talked with an owner-operator who said he only brings $700 weekly after expenses. It doesn't pay. It depends. Is he an owner-operator? I mean, and there's no reason for that. I see many owner-operators on YouTube that post all their numbers that make considerably more than that, multiples of that, 3 times, 4 times net after expenses. Depends on your expenses. If your truck's $1,400 a week and your company pays you $1.05, it's tough to make money. Okay, let me just tell you. And I don't own a truck, but I'm going to tell you, owner-operators that are listening to this are saying, oh, that's correct, Mark. That would be a tough way to make money. $1,400 a week, $1.05, hard to make money. So it just depends. Cat Lift Research, you'll never see me in the 3rd lane. A big truck has no business in the lane. If those bozos who insist on living in the center lane with their 62 mile an hour specials, exactly, like, stay out of those lanes. Kelly said, oh, it's 2/3 of the ways to Mars. All right, so they made it 2/3 of the ways to Mars. That's not even as far as that Elon Musk Tesla, which just went around Mars. If you saw that, Norman Bates, that probably what she pay themselves, and remaining money goes back into the business. Maybe, but some of them do only make 700. I get letters, and it's generally from a company that leases the truck for over $1,000 a week. They're $1,200, $1,300 a week. Like I'm paying $1,300, and I had to idle, so and then I broke down for 2 days, and so they're not making any money. But you can't. Can you make money? Yes, I think you can make a lot of money. Does everybody? No. Some truck companies boast about how many miles their trucks drive, but I've been for a company where the same location seems to get closer together. This is what happens when you're on mileage pay. That's the other problem. Mileage pay, they shrink up. It can shrink up a little bit. The country kind of goes in the oven and comes back out like a shrinky-dink. And you're like, how does this happen? You go to the same place. Last year, it was 708 miles. This year, it's 700 miles. Why is that? How does that city move closer to me? Am I going faster? That kind of thing. Did the shrinky-dink up? But yeah. That's why if you just got paid off a time clock for $10 an hour, that's the proposal, which I agree with. For all your time, it wouldn't matter how far it was. It wouldn't matter how far the place was. You'd get your $240 a day, every day. All your time would get paid. So you're sitting around waiting for a load, no problem anymore. You're going to get paid. You're dreaming of a yellow Christmas in the back of the truck stop in the bottle. Cash is skiing, my miles were in the pool. I don't understand Look, for 700, I will say this. If you're actually owning a truck and only making $700, you might as well be a company driver. What's the point? You're doing worse than a company driver because that $700 is gross for you. He's bringing $700, that's gross, right? You would have to still take self-employment tax and buy insurance if you want to, and save for a vacation if you want to take off, because generally owner-operators don't get paid for holidays and stuff like that, where a company driver will. You're not going to make, that's no money. That is no money. My truck's 65 governed, but I'll cruise the center lane if the speed limit is 65, and I'm in a high congestion area. People don't know how to merge these days, so safety to take to the center. But if it's busy and a congestion, you're not holding everybody up. There's people in front of you going 65, so... How's Fat to Fit coming along? Doing good. Be another video end of the month. I think one a month will be enough. People don't really watch them, so one a month. But yeah, that'll be great. And in the spring, we'll be back doing even more stuff outside. So love it, loving it. If there are 3 lanes, I'm going to cruise the center lane. I'm tired of having to slow down to let people merge and have to take multiple interactions with merging traffic. George Costanza. But where it's busy, Chicago or whatever, all the lanes are full anyway, so that isn't a problem. Except going up there, 80-94, the speed. I remember last year or a couple of years ago, right? Last time I went up there for Christmas, holy mackerel, 80 on 80-94, and I'm getting passed no problem by people. Crazy. There's some nice facilities for drivers, but some drivers abuse the facilities in a disgusting way. George Wilson. That's why some of these places close their bathrooms. I agree with you. Middle lane speed limit should be 75. Depends where you are, I guess. Daycab Gear Jammer. Global warming is causing the Earth to contract and shrink, and diameter, therefore CDC closer together. Wouldn't it, if anything, can have it expand? The Earth would expand from the heat, not contract, right? That's what I'm thinking. Be sure to tip your host for Christmas or Festivus. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Merry Minnesota Christmas to you. Yes, you can buy summoning pentagrams online. Same with tarot cards and other evil stuff. Is that, when you're not doing that, are you burning down churches? That's my question. Between this, I'm just wondering, is there like a home one where it's like bigger, and then there's a travel version? Now, from Milton Bradley, your travel pentagram. I'm just wondering if there's one that you can go in your pocket, or just for traveling, that kind of thing, because you don't want to bring the full size one out. I think that's hilarious, really. Would you rather a 2-finger inspection or a 3-finger? Exactly. That's sometimes what they ask you. Fortunately, that scale's been closed down there in Ohio, because that guy was looking kind of evil the other day. I eyeballed him the last time I was in there, and he's like, ugh. So I thought, that guy's going to give me a lot of problems. Oh, your license and medical card, right. If it expires after September 21st, they keep expanding this stuff. Okay, it is now extended through February 28th. So if your license or medical card expires after September 21st of this year, it is now good through February 28th. The problem is your company's got to go along with that. I've always asked them that here, even though mine doesn't expire until next year, and they said, no way. You cannot drive here on a license that's expired, even though it's legit. So be sure if you're a company driver, don't just think, oh, I have extra time. Be sure to ask your company about that, if they're still okay with them, because they may not allow you to drive, or you'll be taken off the road for a while to get your license fixed. So, but it will be legal to drive. Too many sheep disguised as humans here on a planet Earth. Nice, Chef Matt. That's a good one. Cassius King Truck got a ticket in Tennessee for being in the left lane. Oh, what, was this recently? It's not against the law if you're passing. Trooper didn't know, and your law did. You told them. Right. And see, you got to look stuff up. They can't just blow a ticket out like that. And why doesn't the officer know that? Are driver-facing cameras and microphones illegal in Canada? They in the United States, they are totally legal. So companies can choose to use them. And in fact, they don't even have to tell you if they're there, although you pretty much do see it sitting on the windshield or wherever it is. But yeah, they're not required to tell you because you're in a workspace according to the cases that have been filed here. So yeah, in the U.S. they are, but in Canada they're not. It went to court in both places. Festivus LLC, perfect for leasing to Prime. Don't they want you to have an LLC there now too? I've seen it on some Prime trucks. They'll be in like another truck, making money truck and LLC, lease to or something like that on there. I thought, oh, that's really clever. 4-mile shrink, they're using a form of accelerated continental drift. Oh, that's nice. They can say, well, look, because of plate tectonics. Can you see that at most places trying to explain plate tectonics to a driver and why he gets paid less miles? Oh my gosh. I might as well talk to the cat about that. I heard the big fuel stops are advocating for shutting down rest areas. Is there any truth to that? Probably. I mean, anything that they can do to get you to come in their place to make money, I could see NATSA, with the National Association of Truck Stop Owners, at least floating the idea out there. Yeah. So there could be truth to it. Yeah. I haven't heard it, but I would say they would do it. In the St. Louis area, the speed limit seems to be no more than a suggestion. Same as 80-94 up there in, northern Indiana. Oh my gosh. It's 80 plus going across there in a 55. And you're getting past. I mean, that's still right lane speed. Alexander, totally burned out churches in your spare time. I suppose you could buy multiple pentagrams. I have several myself and have jewelry with pentagrams. That's awesome. I'm glad you have some free time for, doing stuff that's fun. That's great. For people that don't know, we were talking about that last week, so that's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, you got to do something in your free time for fun. Luke, the other day I was having an issue with my IBS, and both the restrooms were closed at this Flying J, so snuck into a shower. Someone just left, and the employee flipped out on me. Was there an employee in there? That's the problem. And who hasn't burned a shower to get a toilet, I would say. When you got a lot of them on the card and, it's DEFCON 5 emergency, it's time to get a shower, to just get the room. Because you can be in there longer. Nobody says anything to you. George Costanza. Merry Christmas. Go buy yourself a slice of some real pizza. Some Brooklyn pizza. Am I going to get real pizza or Brooklyn pizza? Chicago pizza is just bread and pineapple. Pineapple belongs only in Hawaii, not on a pizza. I do thank you very much. And Chicago pizza is real pizza. And I don't know what Brooklyn pizza might consist of. Something you probably could see through a light. Put a light bulb behind it and see it. I don't know. That's not really pizza. And $4.99. But you get you one piece of good Chicago pizza, which is not Chicago pizza. It's pizza. That's like there's all other pizzas have to be named because that way people know it's not real. It's, fake. Sidney Powell and Rudy Giuliani have now determined that there are dead people driving trucks. Aviator, there are? Did they vote? That's my question. Cash King Trucking, I always run that left lane coming out of Florida if I have to pass someone, but you're not backing up traffic in the hot rod Lincoln. But you kind of have a higher speed limit there than the rest of us, I think. But yeah, look, all I'm telling you is that the police made an announcement, like a press release about it. And so I wanted to put it out there so people don't get 3 points on their license, which nobody wants to have, really. We're from Chicago, GP Transco. We're from Chicago, but we got to say New York pizza is quite good too. What? Oh my gosh, are you from the Chicago area though? I mean, I grew up there, and there's no other better kind of place. New York, I've been in New York City, and the pizza there is just, I'm like, what is this? What? It's like this. It's like this. I'm like, how am I supposed to eat this? You gotta fold. I gotta fold it up and fold it again. Oh my gosh. I'm like, what? There's pineapple on this too? I mean, what the heck? Tommy Cash, many moons ago, Connecticut DOT shut me down 24 hours on Christmas Eve. My kids were little then. They thought I was dead. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you for a super chat, and I'm sorry about that. And, can you let people go on Christmas Eve to go be with their families? It's bad enough if many people are gone the whole year as it is. But holy mackerel. How do they shut you down for 24 hours? Ugh. Pizza's all about the crust, the sauce, and the cheese. What you put on it doesn't really matter. Your toppings are yours as long as it's not pineapple. But right, the rest of the pizza? I burn showers to get the toilet all the time. Cash King Trucking. That's what I'm saying. I can reserve a personal toilet on my phone while I waddle in the truck stop with my butt cheeks. Yeah, right. Hold them closed. You can just reserve. You go in there now, and you can get right in. So perfect. And there's like no time limit or anything. Yes. And you have a shower there if you really need it after all that. Alexander, I voted, and I'm one of the aforementioned dead people driving a semi-truck. Some people that I see walking in there look dead. And I'm like, man, you need to, hey, you driver, you need to go get some sleep. Would you be interested in a video interview Q&A at GP Transco? All right. No, the employee was not in there. Oh, did they come in? Oh, because the shower had said that it's closed, and then you're in there. You should have said, what are you doing? You should have been like, I'm the one that was in here, I'll have your job for this or something. Of course, you should have tipped the person, and really, I think that's how it should work. So a nice tip would have been in order. Sorry. But if you don't have the shower in your card, you're going to need to reserve one in the future. I bet that was an interesting day for that person. I'm sure they had a good thing to tell all the rest of their employee friends. Evo. Do you know the company Evo? Evo runs the mail around the country. They're a Phoenix-based company, and they run the mail. Well, they just laid 104 drivers off. 104 drivers off somewhere. I should have wrote down the city, shouldn't I? 104 drivers are being laid off at one of their terminals. It seems like it was Texas. Because they lost a major account. Now, they run the mail. So what that major account could be, I have no idea. Possibly the U.S. Post Office? Okay. Only at the one location. The thing is, they took $10 million in PPP money. $10 million in PPP. They were asked to give it back, and they go, no thanks. I think we'll keep it. I think we'll keep that $10 million. And we're also laying 104 people off. So they run ads all the time around here. I see them everywhere. 31 something an hour. Part of it is your insurance, health insurance. But yeah, they run the mail. Laying off people and taking PPP money at the same time. The employee was not in there. That's good. Finished fueling, Columbia, Georgia. Opted for a corn dog over the roller wiener. What happened? Those should have been breakfast roller wieners that have been rolling around since 6 a.m. when they put them on there. The breakfast ones, and out there especially, perfect time. They're just getting heated up after 4 hours. When we do Crap Company of the Week again, or revisited Jonathan Williams, thank you for that. Yeah, that won't come back like that. It won't come back like that. Many companies now don't post any information. Like, still, we can't find out about this 30,000 hour sign-in other than that they have one. But just comes back as companies, just information about companies, basically, to consider, things to consider about a company rather than, wording matters on some of these things, how they get perceived by companies, and some of them get a little bit hurt by it and send people out to talk to you about it. The pilot I stop at Lissa, believe it or not, even Chicago-style pizza, sausage, pineapple, as long as it's with jalapenos. The combo's good. Oh, my gosh. Not Chicago-style. Right, again, you mean pizza. There's pizza, then there's these other styles of pizza. You can clear a room by cracking open a durian. Will you be taking one into the truck stop, though? Oh, they know you by name? Yeah, see, that's good. When you go in there, they know who you are. And that's why I like a dedicated run, same as a truck stop. You'll stop at the same place, but you'll stop at the same truck stop, but you'll stop at the same customers, and so they all know who you are. When you walk in there, you don't have to explain yourself or what you're there to get. They know what you're there to do. Oh, it's Mark here. Let's give him his load and get him the heck out of here. That kind of thing. So that's the problem. Apple took money also. Yeah, a lot of these places probably did take a bunch of money, but I just think it's something that Evo and it's laying truck drivers off because of the loss of a major customer, which has to be the post office. That's pretty much what they do. And they took $10 million in PPP money. That's our money, right? Because, again, the government doesn't have money. So somebody in the government, one of the representatives said, hey, why don't you give that $10 million back? And they said, yeah, why don't you get lost? So they're going to keep the money and still lay people off, still have layoffs. I love that. How many drivers can you hire for $10 million? I mean, we can hire all of Western Express drivers for most of their lives. But seriously, you could hire drivers for quite a while on $10 million, probably 100 of them for quite a while. Air Gunner Bob, oh, thank goodness. Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. Getting loaded in Green Bay, Wisconsin to St. Louis and back home on the 23rd, just in time for Festivus. Just got approved for financing on a used truck. All right. Going to lease on with my current carrier. Thanks for all the great info. All right. Well, thank you very much for that. Let us know how it goes there. And what kind of truck are you getting? You know, that kind of, what's all the deets on it? There we go again. Automatic. Did you get a 13-speed? What are we doing here? Is this one of those select trucks? Because they just had that article about select trucks where you get a warranty and new tires or whatever on the truck. Yeah, stuff like that. Or is this going to be one of those pre-2000 trucks? Are we going that? Are we going to go that route? 93 Kenworth. Yeah, something like that. That'd be a good thing to lease on, although most places probably won't do it anymore. They won't let you lease a truck like that on at this time. Nobody said anything about it. I'm surprised, right? $16.80 a week. Would you switch over if you were given a choice? Mileage pay or $10 an hour, 24 hours a day? What would you do on it that way? Would you take the switch to hourly, or would you stay mileage and hope for the best? You see, I like the $10 an hour also because right now it's busy. If there, goes back to normal or more people get in the industry, your miles can go down for some reason that you can't control. That's the reason I like a flat kind of rate, because you know what you'll make. You'll make $240 a day every day. Speaking of crap companies of the week, I wonder how Rains and Sons are doing these days. Hopefully poorly. Some rumor has it that Mark, you're still on hold waiting for answers from Stevens. I am. I have a phone set up there. I had to plug it in, and I'm waiting for them. I still have the elevator music, so. Mays 9185. Hell, Billy Mays here. 93 Kenworth. That's what I'm saying, right? So you'd switch for hourly pay to $10 an hour without mileage. So it'd be $10 an hour. You punch in, and when you go home, you punch out $10 an hour. So 5 days a week, $1,200. 7 days, $16.80, and that's how you'd get paid. Basically, all your time would be paid. If you have to wait somewhere, something like that, you get paid. But remember, I think for that, it'd have to be 100% forced dispatch. None of this, I don't go here, or, that kind of thing. It would be forced dispatch, and if you say you don't have the hours, they might say, well, take the load and we'll have you swap it off or something. Whatever it is that they would want you to do, you'd have to run up to your legal hours. Certainly, the company's going to want to do that, of course. And then you get paid. Would that be worth it? Oh, you're going to Bob. It's a 2016 Pete 579. All right. 10-speed manual. Really? Yeah, 13 speeds are hard to find, I'm sure. An ISX 15, right? And they're very nice. 450 horse, 2 beds. Hopefully none of them are broken. Oh, you didn't see that video yet, right? 250-inch wheelbase, 325 axle ratio, 418,000 to 250, and a DPF warranty, which they need anymore. Right? I'll have a video soon. I did a couple videos last week, but then my week was so long I never had time to get them up. One will show my top bunk, which is all broken already on my 19, so awesome. All right, so that's pretty good. Cooking cheeseburgers in the truck. His truck. Yeah, he can cook steaks in his truck for less than you can eat a hamburger. So, do you ever do crap any of the week on Hurricane Express? Kizzy and Chicken George. I never did Hurricane Express, I don't think. $10 an hour. 25 an hour. Well, I'm talking all hours, James Bass. That's 24 hours a day. You punch in. As long as you're in the truck, you get paid. So it's $2.40 a day, basically, $10 an hour. $25 an hour just wouldn't happen for 24 hours a day. That's not going to happen. Okay, it'd be $600 a day or whatever. That is not going to happen. So $10 an hour though, that's $16.80. It's 80 grand. I mean, plus, that's pretty good money. As we've said, 3 weeks of school and a GED, 80 grand, pretty good money. Carb is the crap company of the week. Yeah. Do you consider a 2006 Camry with 85,000 miles for $4,000 a good deal? I'd have to look it up. I mean, that's a pretty old car for $4 grand. It's 14 years old. It's getting ready to be 15 years old. That's what I'm looking at there. It's really old, Have you had it all that time? I'd go where they send me for guaranteed money. Kyle, that's what I'm saying. For the money, a company's going to want you to do whatever they say, of course, because they're paying you. You can't turn stuff down and say, I still want to get paid. So I could see a problem that way. Kizzy would jump on that Toyota. It's almost 15 years old. So am I. Know your worth. But, I understand. 20. You're not going to get $600, right? 25 times 24. That wouldn't happen. 7 days a week. That's $4,200. So a single driver, you're looking at $215,000 a year for a solo driver. That wouldn't happen. I mean, that would be great. That would put you in the top 8% of wage earners in the country. That would be an unrealistic amount, I think, to ask for. We have to at least try to get something that's reasonable or something that's realistic. I doubt there'd be a company that would be okay with saying, okay, we'll start our drivers, at $200,000. I don't think that would happen. That would be nice. They wouldn't have any problem getting drivers. 100 drivers for 100,000 equals a year. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For that money, they can they can just keep all those people working. They could just pay them to stay home. Jason, I get paid hourly, dedicated home every night, 10 hours a day, and love it. Isn't it great when it works out? Going home every day works out pretty good. I had some really long days last week, but that's why I drive over the country to work local, pays guaranteed. You do have an interesting thing that you do, really. Probably way different than most people. EPA is carbs, puppy dog, chef, man. Toyotas are very reliable, and it's low miles. It is for the year. It's low miles, but that isn't great either. Like my car only has 63,000 miles on it. It's a 13. Okay, that's not a lot of miles. And I've only put 20,000 of those miles on in the last 6 years. So people would say that's low miles. It never gets above 55 miles an hour, really. Maybe a couple times a year. That's it. It's in town, and I'll, remote start it, and it'll sit there for 20 minutes, and then I'll drive 4 miles and turn it off. That's the problem of a car that doesn't have any miles on it. That's the problem. It's got all this idle time on it for me. And so people would see, oh, it doesn't have any miles. Yeah, great. But I don't think it's going to be a long-term kind of thing. Alexander will put a Hellcat in the Toyota. I'd like to see that swap. Let them haul their own freight. Okay. I'm just trying to be on 25 an hour. You're not going to get that for all hours. It's just not going to be realistic. I got to at least be a little realistic. I can't go and say, look, drivers should get $200,000 a year. That's not going to happen. 10 an hour, 24 hours a day, then the company would find a way to run you 4,000 miles a week, and then you'd wish you took the mileage. And that's interesting. If they could do that, wouldn't they do that now, though? Because imagine how much more money the company would make if they actually could run a truck 4,000 miles every week. That's more money for them. It seems like if they could do that, they would do it. There'd be drivers that would love to do it. So I don't know. It seems like they do it now. Raider Express, 55 to 60 mile an hour trucks, no good pay. Jeff Race, it's not a great place to stay long term. They have a good program if you live in the area. They don't charge you for the truck school and stuff. So yeah, absolutely. Gig Trucking, know your worth. Exactly. Right. I see what you're saying. I would be knocking at your door like a raw onion on mine with a couple spoons of chili. I just bought the Camry Saturday. They're very reliable. Yes, they are reliable. But for me, it's 15 years old. But it is reliable. Texas Trader, my former large employer targeted W-2 employees making $100,000 per year for $10.99. Nice. Don't think this will be coming to trucking soon enough. It's already all over trucking. But what you should have done, or what you could still do, is turn the place in. Go turn them in to the government. Say, look what's going on here. So, yeah, you wanna mess around with me? Tell them this is what's going to happen. You got to be aware on the Toyota that could have been rolled back. Was it with the drill and the thing? I think they're still electronic those years. The four-cylinder Toyotas have that cam lift problem that has to be fixed. But other than that, yeah. Chef Matt, time to turn Mark out to pasture. These old horse grazed over my statement while laughing about it. What is it? Where are we at? What did I miss? Jeff, Raiders fake Fort Worth School of Trucking totally free. Isn't it free? They advertise that it's free. I heard Cryptoverse. Why is it not free? Tommy Cash, thank you very much. I looked at the southwest sky. Sunset tonight. Saturn and Jupiter will be closest in 400 years. I saw that. Even though they look a half inch apart, it's still millions of miles. Yeah, I think you should look at that. It's pretty interesting. Be the last time I think we all get to see it, right? Worked for a company out of Jolly and got 25% of the rate. Confirmation as company driver. Drivers should get paid percentage. I don't want percentage. I'm out because I don't know what the percentage really is. Kizzy and Chicken George, thanks, Mark. Well, thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. But the percentage, I'm out because what about when the rates go down? That's what I'm concerned about too. So say the rates go down. Not that long ago, we're at 80, 90 cents. People were complaining about getting. If I got 25% of that, that's not great. I'm in the 20s, right? So 30 cents a mile. So I don't want that. I would rather have, if nothing else, I'd rather have a flat rate or hourly, certainly. We get paid at Michael F. 24% of our mileage pay here, whichever one is more on each load. That's how the company pays us. That's not bad. When you step away, please send us the name and address of the winner when you have it. Oh, okay, right. I will do that. Thank you for being here. I'm having an issue here. Hello, Mark and everyone. I just finished delivering 7 drops in Pennsylvania. Yikes. Mr. Weiner. Going back home empty to North Carolina. Done for the week. I'll be out again on Sunday. And one more trip for New Year's. All right. That's a good, that's pretty good. They're sending you back. That's good. Correct on percentage, James Bass. That's what I think about percentage. I don't really know what the rate is, and if it goes down to, what about empty miles? They go, oh, go ahead at 300 miles empty. That's zero. Any word on hours of service exemption be extended past the 31st? Nothing yet, but I could see them next week coming out and saying, okay, we'll go, even farther, stuff like that. And hours of service are extended into February. Did I not announce that? It seems like mid-February now is the extension of hours of service, right? Luke, the Toyota is my work commuter car. I have a 58-mile commute. 42 of that is interstate and only make it once a week. Yeah, it probably would be. It is a good car for that. Just like this car is a good car for my short commute. But all I'm saying is that people like this low mileage stuff. That's not necessarily the better way to get a car, low mileage, because the way my car has been driven, it never gets heated up fully from a good blast on the highway. It just doesn't. The dealer always complains about the battery being low when I go take it in for an oil change, because it still gets 2 oil changes a year, even though it has like 1,200 miles in between changes, just because of time and idle time. And the battery's never even charged up. So I ended up getting a trickle charger, and I plug it in at work where the trucks get plugged in. So move the truck, plug the car in, and leave it charged up so the battery charges while I'm gone. Because I just can't put any, it just doesn't get any time to charge a battery. My EPA being a puppy, a carb, if it weren't for carb, EPA doesn't exist. Implication. Yeah, exactly. Look, EPA, all this stuff is all garbage, right? All this EPA stuff, did it really help anything? I don't know. The truck gets good mileage, but it's such a disaster when the DEF goes out on your truck. Hello, you're in the shop for 2 weeks trying to get it fixed. So, yeah, and now you have to buy warranties, as we see with this used truck. Oh, it also has to have a DEF warranty for all this after treatment and all this stuff. Exactly. Oh, Kenneth P., here's $10. Get Gracie 24 hours worth of catnip. Oh, thank you very much. She loves catnip, by the way, so she has a big catnip spray thing here that she uses. I'll spray it on stuff, and she loves it. She's asleep now, of course, because it's she was up for like 10 minutes today. Not like some cats that, stay up most of the day, like this one. At least that cat's up a little bit. Over here where we work, we get 3 pays: day pay, mileage, and drop pay, Mr. Weiner. I just think it's it's easier. You punch in, done. You don't have to worry about all these mileage stops, detention, all this other stuff. It's just easier, right? Easier. 70% of the 80% of the original 100% is always confusing. You just don't know what they're showing you. That's what I don't like about that. Kelly, my best mileage as a solo driver in a 65-mile truck was 4,200 miles. The stars aligned perfect, but you were a zombie. I know, right? You're exhausted. You're done at the end of that. That is a super long week. And doing that every week would be, I wouldn't want to do it. Charlene Brewster, hello from Florida, trying to live chat. All right, well, welcome in here. I have several people I know living in Florida. Oh, pray for you. You have a Western trying to park beside you. Oh, Michael, go out there. Tell them to stop so you can leave. I put 700 miles on my Kia this year, Alexander. That's what I'm saying. So you'll have a really low mileage car, but yours probably sits a lot. That's a lot of sitting. See, I drove this car, 5 days a week, sometimes 6. Like I had a safety meeting yesterday or Saturday, so I had to go over to that. So that's 6 days, but it never gets heated up. It gets remote started all the time because I'm lazy and I don't like scraping it. And in the summertime, I like to have the air conditioning running before I get in it. So especially in the winter, I might start it and, when I come in to the yard. And then it just sits there warming up while I'm doing paperwork and stuff. And all that's idle time in the car. That isn't great for the car. And so, it doesn't have any miles on it. Cash is King Trucking, hours of service is now February 28th. I thought that I had said that right. Hours of service is extended again. Merry Christmas from the Princess of Dixie Hill. All right, well, thank you for being here. It's good to see you. And Gracie's a real hotbed sometimes. She doesn't like treats as much, but she does like catnip. All these exemptions are just potential violations later when DOT comes and does an audit and denies them. Kelly, I don't know how they can deny it. I mean, it's a legit exemption that the DOT itself puts out. It's on the FMCSA site. I guess you'd have to go fight it in, on that queue thing that they do. Holy mackerel. DEF warranty is a must. Cash King Trucking. It's a way for everybody to make more money. Dealers and everybody makes more money, right? But I don't know what it costs to fix it. I've seen the trucks get it fixed. Of course, they don't ever bill me or anything, but I'm sure if you own the truck, it's nerve-wracking. Kizzy and Chicken George, do you think speed limiters are right around the corner? With that pileup in Western Pennsylvania, I think the administration will try to pass a law. I don't think so. With the cameras, I think they'll just have cameras in all the trucks. Really, because the speed limiters wouldn't have mattered on that. I don't know. Was everybody going 75? I doubt it. On that one, people are just going too fast for conditions. And I think that's the real problem. Everybody's trying to go fast in this horrible weather. Misty's driving a Nissan Frontier. I knew you like those things. From Vegas to Salt Lake City to my next assignment for a week riding with my kitty. Oh, that's good. They let you bring it with. That's pretty good. Yeah, I know you always try to get a pickup truck. And so will you be up there during the holiday? He gave up and went around back. Oh, good. Where there's probably 7 spots open. Plenty of companies avoid Sarah England, Kizzy, and Chicken George. Please. There's 3 per truck there. Give the Camry an Italian tune-up. Drive it 100 for a few miles. That's not a bad idea. Charlene, welcome to the Chatting It Up part of the Socializing with Mark and Chef Matt interaction opportunity. That's right. Chat it up with me or Chef Matt or anybody else. CR England would be... good, George. Mr. Beaner, day pay $2.50, 61 cents, and 100 to drop. We have to break down and at the tailgate at the end of the trail. So you're earning the extra money. I know there's several of you on here that actually do work. People think trucking, for people that don't drive, that might be on here. Some trucking jobs require quite a bit of physical exertion. Get those miles where you can when Beijing Biden. I like that. Puts us in that stupid Paris Accords. Oh, business will go out of business in the thousands. Well, we'll see how that works here soon enough, right? A month to go. Today, right? Month today. By the way, it's first day of winter. So welcome winter. Cash King Trucking. I heard Wilson Logistics is $3,500 for sponsored school. Free if you stay a year. $1,750 if you stay 6 months. What do you think? I will tell you this. $3,500 is not bad. I paid $1,595 in 1988. So, I mean, I didn't have to go anywhere. But, so it's only doubled in all those years. That's not bad. $3,500? That's not terrible. And then you don't have to stay there. Had a spontaneous meeting come up. What did you miss? Fleet Nav Systems. Just, hey, everybody, meeting. Nice. You missed the fact that meetings are horrible. Two Wookiees and a pancake. I run Woodburn, Oregon to Sacramento 3 times a week at 51 cents, and I'm a company driver. Plus $3.90 a month medical pay. That's pretty good. Do they not have insurance? They just give you the $400? John P., how do you report an independent contractor nearly took out his sister's car with a 3-month-old, and this guy was driving recklessly on her camera? It's not like companies where you could just call a number. Well, so he has his own trucking company, like, John Trucking or whatever, with one truck? You can always look him up on the Safer Web. Put the name of the company and Safer Web into the your Google search and find information about the company there. He's required, that's called an MC-150, which every company's got to file. See if he's got a website and or any kind of social media, and start posting that video all over, and send the video to the news, if it's serious. Seriously. Paul Harris, I'm starting with a new company on Monday. I'm assuming they will teach me how to do this YouTube thing. If it's Prime, they will, because I think Prime requires it now. It seems like. Yeah, so maybe. YouTube and Streamlabs is part of the Prime orientation. You're required to put out a good video about Prime every week. Same with if you own a Tesla, it seems like. I voted for Biden. Am I a communist now, too? Oh, we'll put you in socialist. Okay. So, a summoning socialist. That could be a new thing. It is a multi-car pileup or a spontaneous meeting. I know. They're horrible. Luke has the Nissan Frontier as your second vehicle. People love them. They're finally next year going to come out with a new version of it after 28 years or something like that. They made that other one. Holy moly. The new engine came out this year. I saw a billboard ad for a community college that was paying 100% of tuition for essential worker courses. What's that mean? Might be worth a check to see if they have a CDL training course and if it qualifies. Yeah. Do they contact you, or do they qualify that? Most states, though, will pay for truck school for you, even if you're already working. So you can call the Department of Unemployment in your state and say, hey, what do we got going for truck school or whatever? Does the state have grants? A lot of states have grants for most or all of the truck school, and you'll be able to go free in your area. Hey, at least I'm in shape. I'm 5'2" and weigh 400 pounds, all muscle. It's awesome. That's better than many drivers. So we got one in, over on the north side of 400, as they say. Cassius King Trucking, a load of really loud cattle just pulled up beside me while I'm eating my cheeseburger. I yelled at the window, keep it down. They're not listening. Show them the cheeseburger. Say, hey, this could be you. I forgot about the 3-bunk cab. You can't ever forget about that at England, because that third bunk up there, and I'm amazed they're still doing it, considering what's going on in the world right now. And they're like, oh, we're still going to jam 3 people into a few square feet of space. That's a good idea. Should have given them a bite. Wise Monday, and maybe they'd stop crying. Just hold it out there and go, listen. This was the last truck that was loud near me. Nissan revised the Frontier will be named the Ponderosa. Pretty good. And then the Bonanza. Don't know if I'd be able to stay remotely sane in a 3-person truck. I had a trainer write to me about that, and he doesn't drive. It's the most amazing thing I ever saw. He said rarely does he drive throughout the month, maybe 1,000 miles. They drive all the rest of the time. He just lays on the bed basically and collects money. He was making $2,300. He sent me a couple of his checks because he gets paid when they're there. Plus, he gets paid when they get off the truck. So he gets another penny amount for those people. And then when they graduate, he gets more money. And, he's easily making well over $100,000 at doing almost no driving. But you're crammed literally into a truck with 3 people. Like some people have said, there have been some women where they're like, oh, just go with these 2 guys in this little truck for the next few weeks. I'm sure nothing will happen. I'm sure it'll be fine. Come on, really? Voting for Republican is religious minorities asking for trouble, Alexander. They love you. They just want you to do what they do. 3 people in a truck is just stupid. They had these trucks custom made. Right over your head where the driver is up there, that room is a bed. And there's a little ladder to climb up there. So because I can't find them on the Freightliner website, I thought, I'm going to go see if I can order one. And I also haven't seen any on the used market. If anybody's seen those, I'd love to see that. I looked around for them used. So I don't know what England does with them when they're done with them. Maybe they take that bunk out, but it looks like it's built in there pretty good. I just don't know who'd want a 3-bunk truck used. I guess you could use that for storage up there. I don't know. How did they set up the third bunk? Is it installed in a riser where the overhead storage? Yeah, actually, I just said it, but yeah, right over where right here, it's like a day cab in there, and that's where the person is, right over your head, the third person. The two bunks, and then the top two people face each other, I guess, and who knows what's going on, but they face each other up there. To give you money to get your own coverage, for insurance, so they throw you basically $400 for your own insurance. That's not bad. Sir England drivers have to wear their mask 24/7. Is that true, Mr. Beener? I could think that might possibly be true. If you start up for England, try to get a day cab. They only have 2 bunks. The day cabs only have the second bunk in them. You don't have to have the third person in there. Sierra England 3-bunk truck only means that it's going to take them 3 times as long to back in the spot. 2 people get out to try to help, and they still can't get in the spot. Although I don't think the trainer gets out to do anything. The Frontier's been around since 05. I have a 19, tried and true. Yeah, you're the last year with the old engine, right? 2020, the V6 went into the new V6, and then 2021 gets a new truck to go around it. Why is Monday? That's disturbing. Imagine someone falling out while you're driving. Well, fortunately, the bunkheads behind you, they would actually fall into the space behind you. But, yeah, look, they shouldn't be up there. It's not illegal, but... And by the way, I've seen, there's tons of videos about it. Both of those top bunks have straps on them. So it's possible to be strapped in while you're up there. Democrats, Chef Matt, Democrats dream of equal salary. Too bad they refuse to Google the Democrat People's Republic of Korea Constitution. That's a long name for a constitution. That is commonly referred to the North Korean Constitution. Socialism equals communism. It should be equality of opportunity, not equality of outcome. Like right on top of you. Yeah, they're right. You could just hit the thing and they're up there. Hopefully they have their own bottles up there. Cash is King Trucking. If Sierra England has any decency, they burn those trucks when they're done with them. Yeah, to keep the secrets. The secrets burn and go up in the smoke with them. Marty, the European way to pass someone is the left turn signal the whole time they get around you, then invite to blinker. Okay. But in Utah, they have Sizzler. Oh, is there still a Sizzler there? I haven't seen those in a long time. Okay, Mr. Bean, you don't know. I'm thinking, oh, you know what? That's something that could possibly be true. Absolutely. Anytime you're in the truck, you have to have a mask on. And they have to spray each other with Lysol when they get in the truck, like a big circle spray. George Costanza, he's young and lacks drive. He's sitting on the couch and smoking pot and going nowhere. I told him to get off the pot and go get a CDL and go see the country and get out of his mom's house. Yeah, everybody should do that. Misty, I'll be in Salt Lake City later today. Alexander, bite you. George Costanza, yes. I agree. Cash King Trucking. My main concern with Sierra England 3-bunk truck would be a bed with a bunk above you while you're driving. Well, what Sierra England does when you graduate out of their orientation and all that and go into a truck, they provide you with 10 empty Gatorade bottles. So because they probably have like a Gatorade machine, that's what I picture in like the break room or whatever. And they have a container that says, please, only Gatorade bottles here. And so then they take those old Gatorade bottles and then they give them to the students to go in the truck with. So whoever's up in that bunk gets their own supply of Gatorade bottles so that you don't have to problem, like we're thinking here. 3 people on a flatbed truck would be fun, Marty. Flatbed drivers might like that. You can have the other 2 go strap your load and tarp and everything, and you wouldn't have to do that kind of work. So maybe that's not a bad idea. For you flatbedders, that would be pretty good, right? Tommy Cash, buddy of mine went on Social Security disability 35 years, 20 years ago. He thought driving on 1099 was not reported to the government. No, it is. He was lost Social Security forever and must repay him. Yeah, they want their money back. You can't work if you're disabled, or at least 100% disabled. Then the other disabilities you can work partly or whatever. But yeah, it's a scam. That's scamming the government, which is still us, our money. Watch this other truck, James Best, and his guest was wearing his mask. It was so irritating. It was like watching a ventriloquist. So they're masked up per CDC guidelines because they were too close together. All right. Yeah. It wouldn't make for a good video, probably. Triple bunks equal triple fatality by incompetence via lack of proper training. I don't know what they're thinking. I will say this guy that wrote to me said he barely does anything and collects this money. He just has those 2 drive. They switch off. And then that's it. He barely had to drive at all. And so I guess he just laid there. It seems like a boring life. You just literally are driven around the country on a bed your whole life. They're in one tractor. His BS needs to stop now. It's not safe. 3 in a tractor, right? And there's health issues. Buttigieg needs to show leadership. They'll never do that. No way, because imagine how much money, plus Steer England is, I think, an ATA member. But imagine how much money is given to politicians to allow this kind of stuff. They'll go and say, look, these people are essential. These are the future of our country. They're going to deliver the vaccines and everything. We got to get as many drivers out as possible. For all they'll go and ask for money to stick a 4th bunk in there. And they go, why can't 2 people stay up in that bunk? They're friendly, that kind of thing. Holes in the floor, the holes in the floor instead of Gatorade, Michael F. I always hear these stories from drivers. Oh, and it's always about foreign drivers. There were these foreign drivers. That's always how it starts. And they cut a hole in their floor so that they could keep driving. But I've never seen these trucks with the holes in the floor, so I don't know if that's happening. If we're putting 3 men in a truck, I would just take out the cabinet, put a urinal in that has a pipe that goes straight out the side of the truck. That sounds disgusting. And don't give him any ideas, by the way. George Costanza, unfortunately, he's the type of kid that needs his hand held. I figure if he goes to Steer England, they will hold his hand long enough for him to actually figure out, and he'll be able to make it. Look, people need to go to work if you're an adult. People on disability are only messengers. Messengers of who? 2 trainees in messengers, right. Kelly, 2 trainees in a truck means they'll hit 2 trucks with backing. That's like ping pong in there. You mean you guys can't pee at the window while you're driving? Well, it depends. You got to maybe air the seat up a little bit. Marty, how fast can you chain up? It would take me a long time. I haven't chained up in quite a few years, so I'd have to try and figure it out again. He's watching rerun shows of Trucking Answers. That's good to go back and catch them. That would be wonderful. What? There are reruns of that show? Yes, there are. That'd be pretty awesome. I should go do that too. So I guess it's a no then to the hourly pay, $10 an hour. I thought that was going to go over better than it did. That's $1,680 a week. Think about that. If you're out 7 days, that's $1,680 a week. My concern is, what do we do with them? I guess they would pay you for holiday, but what do you do about vacation and stuff like that? You could still get that. I don't know. I mean, if you're not in for, say you stay out 4 weeks and take 4 days off, that's going to be a pretty short week. 3 days is only going to be $700 and you come back. But that's the problem now too, isn't it? You still don't get a big check. So maybe it would even out. The real minimum wage is cents per mile in gridlock. Chef Matt, exactly. And that's the problem of mileage pay. If you're not moving, you're not making money. And that's why I see people speeding, falling too close and all that. I think hourly solves a lot of those problems. You have no incentive to go faster over the speed limit and stuff, because what's the point of that? It would make it a little safer. Why is Monday in an auto there's an empty space to the ground on either side of the transmission, right where the shifter would be? Not terribly hard to do with a quality hole saw. Okay, I guess. I hear stories where people say, "Oh, there's a hole cut in the floor so that people never have to stop driving," but I don't know if that's true. I've never seen it or anything like that. Trucker Rob, I don't want to be micromanaged. If they pay you 24 hours, you won't have any choices left. Well, I think it would be forced dispatch. Whatever they ask you to do, you would have to do because you're getting paid for your time. Your only out would be, I can't legally do it. Most places claim to be forced dispatch now anyway. So maybe people that are on a dedicated run would do better on $10 an hour. Maybe on the road, certainly. Not if you're home every day, that wouldn't work. But for this way, it pays you for all your time in the truck. All this paperwork on fueling and all that, that's unpaid time now. So then you have to try to rush, go through yard move and everything to go try to get miles, where you shouldn't have to do that. You wouldn't do that if you were getting paid by the hour. You wouldn't yard move when it's not legal to do it. You'd log in for your pre-trip and everything, it would seem like. If I was making less than $1,680 a week, I'd be in Cash's King. Yeah, it's your idea and you don't even want to do it. But I think it's a pretty good idea for a company driver. $1,680 is not a terrible wage every week. Has Indiana cleaned up 70 yet, or is it still litter with Schneider eggs? Sure stands. I don't go on 70 anymore, so I'm not sure. I haven't been on there in a few months. Instead of Gatorade bottles, use beer bottles. That way when the cop pulls you over, oh, right. Perfect. They don't have the, ingress of space that may be necessary. Christina, I'm paid $240 a day with JBS dedicated pork fleet out of Ottumwa, Iowa. All right, so you'd get $16.80 already. Is that what you're suggesting? I mean, is that every day, including 34-hour breaks, that kind of thing? Do they still pay the $240 a day as long as you're in the truck? 3 in a day cab, that would be tight. Marty, I don't have it now, right? But some day cabs, if you remember over the years, have a bench seat in there. I've had them, and it's been years. It seems like that old Ford I had a bench seat. So you got to be careful and, hitting, second and fourth there. But yeah, it seems like it. Alexander, I like my no-go zones. I don't do forced anything. Yeah, for that, though, you'd have to stay on mileage. So they'd say, well, to do that, you'll have to stay on mileage. They could still do all these zones and everything else if they wanted to. And then you could say, well, no, that's my zone where I don't go. There's no reason they couldn't do it that way. It's up to the company. I just don't see too many of them switching over. But I'm curious at this JBS pork fleet at $240, is that 7 days a week if you stay out the whole week? Do you get it even on a break? See, so the idea would be, say you run all these miles and you have to take a break, you'd still get $10 an hour as long as you're in the truck. I think that's the whole deal of it. Because not while you're just working, but all the time you're at work. Because I consider the time that you're in the truck to be work time. You're at work. If you went to an office and had to stay there, I would consider you still working, like the Subaru plant here. If you work there but had to also stay there, I think all that time should be paid. They go, no, you have to go. There's a bed here. You have to sleep in it. Right here, and you can't go anywhere. You can only sleep here. That kind of thing. I think you should get paid for all that time. And one of the ways to do it would be to punch a clock and for you to get paid. It's pretty much simple as that. Well, as they said earlier, and I always write this 13 down here. And do I have my... I don't have my timer. Oh, I do have my timer here. That's good, because this was not announced. For their niceness, GP Transco, in their graciousness, is going to give away a $150 gift card here. So I have the number 13. Here's my timer. I'm starting my timer, as we know. When this timer goes off, which you can hear, and I cannot see it anymore. I'm putting it over here where I can't see it. I'll then count back 13 people, and that person will get a $150 gift card from GP Transco. I don't actually know where it's to, so, but I appreciate that from GP Transco. Believe me, they did not even say anything in advance or anything, so that's going to be from GP Transco Incorporated right there, and then we'll find out about that. And once the timer goes off and we get your name, then I need your zip code in the comments after you win. And then you'll just email me to the email there, your address, and I will get it to them, and they'll get it sent out. So they've given a number of things away on the show over, this year, and it always goes good, and I'm very appreciative of it. So there we go. That's how that will go with them. So I want to make sure to get that out for them. To the GP Transco swag shop. Hey, that'd be okay with me too. Right, I have a hat from there, so I can add to the collection of things there. I actually wore it to our safety meeting, so that was pretty good. They're like, that's not one of our hats. I go, well, I don't know, give me a hat. I want a hat. So I'm here, Red Monkey Trucking. What is the prize? The prize is actually a $150 gift card from GP Transco today, so that is pretty good. So they came in and said that they had to go to a meeting or something, though, so they'll be gone. Like Fleet Nav Systems has meetings all the time. Sounds great. So hopefully it's Hot Topic. Alexander, look, I was just over there. I have to pick up some clothes. They had a good sale going. I went in to Hot Topic, so that's good, and Spencer's, and picked up a few things, right? And Forever 21, of course. I'm in there. I'm like, do you have your changing rooms open? They go, well, sir. they went outside. They go, somebody's grandpa's lost. So I'm like, hey, I'm just trying to buy things. So, so that went right. Michael F. Yeah, that's how that works, right? And that's okay, right? Here, Kaylee, I won't have any control of that. I do it this way because I think the number and then counting backwards is with a timer that I actually can't see. It's over there. I can hear it, but I can't see it. It's the best way to keep it so I'm not picking somebody out or whatever. So the GP Transco diecast model is very cool. Oh, I could play with that on my Hot Wheels stuff. Jason, we get paid for all on duty and driving time, but because of California, you don't get paid for the 30-minute break. Well, at least you get paid for all of your time. That's better than a lot of places. Red Monkey Trucking, you could just, it's just a regular commentary or whatever you want. And when the timer goes off, I count back 13, and that person is the winner. So that's how it works. So I'm trying it on for my daughter. Where's Monday? Yeah, look, my daughter sent me in here to get some clothes. Hot Topic. I always get my stuff at Hot Topic though, and you can get my summer things now because it's stuff's on sale or whatever, and there weren't that many people in there, which is pretty nice. Adam, how frustrating. Stop 2 of 3 to 3's Freight. Gotta go. Okay, well, we'll see you when you get back. Paul goes to Forever 63. Yeah, that's only open until 4 p.m. though, and you get a free Geritol with purchase in there. Air Gunner Bob, make it 13 people back, not 13 messages back. Oh, that's interesting. 13 people back. That's an interesting way to do it. If we win, we will donate to someone for Christmas. Red Monkey Trucking. That is pretty good of you. And that is nice of you. And for that, a donation is going to be made in your name to the Human Fund. Money for People. That is the Human Fund. I quit asking my grandmother what time it was because she always points at a clock that says, who cares? Hey, right up there. Who cares? Grandma. A sitting waiting load already 12 Sunday to 17. I started to go to it. Changed to ready at 5. Love it. I've had that problem a couple times this week. I had to wait. I had a breakdown this week. I had a 15-hour day. 15 hours? What the heck? 15 hours. Totally got to stock up on black skinny jeans. I know. I hear you. And because I heard that, I like the ones with all the rips in the knees and stuff, because I heard that stuff is coming back. Then I bedazzled the back pockets a little bit. Yeah, one side says T, one A, Trucking Answers, right? The TA logo. Love it. Win, he'll split it with me. No, I can't win it at all, so don't split it with me. I'm prohibited from winning, so that doesn't work for me on there. I ordered a Blackstone griddle for the truck. Anyone have one? Really? Can you griddleize stuff in the truck? I can't stand when people trailer lights are flickering. Plug your cord in. I always bring tape with me, Gorilla Tape. Tape that cord up. Sometimes that works. Spray the cord with WD-40 into all the holes. That'll help a lot. Spread that little top thing open with the screwdriver that you carry with you, right? Remember that this Wednesday, the 23rd, is Festivus for the rest of us. Yeah, I think it's at 7 or 8 p.m. on TBS is The Strike. So The Strike is the episode with the Festivus in it. And I have it ready to tape, and I hope that you will watch it. And we will, if you will watch it, I will make a donation in your name to the Human Fund, Money for People. So I'll make that donation in your name if you'll promise to watch that episode. Red Monkey Trucking would like to have a griddle. I kind of thought you guys did cook in the truck. I guess there's no room for it with all the musical equipment that you have going on in there. GP Transco is an awesome company. You plan on staying there past the new year? Let's see about that. So, and how's it going over there? Money still rolling good and everything? I certainly hope so. All I want for Christmas is for more drivers to turn their CB radio on. I tried getting the attention of many drivers last week whose trailer lights were working. Hey, your trailer lights are on. Hardly anybody has a CB on. I don't hear near the chatter that I used to hear on there. But just with my handheld, it doesn't get out that far, though. So I got the 17 camp griddle. Can't wait to see how it works. It was less than $100. Nice. GP Transco's treated us with the utmost respect. That's good. I mean, and that's so unusual in the industry. It's too bad that we have to say that, here's a company that is respectful of drivers. I mean, why isn't it that way all the time, right? I put pentagrams on my black skinny jeans. I use super glue and mechanic spin. Nice. I like the TA logo on there. That's pretty good. These would be smaller travel-sized ones, right? I saw the cracked windshield at GP headquarters. I don't know about that, right? If you turn on a CB nowadays, all you hear is garbage. Fortunately, my handheld gets out, half mile, maybe 3/4 mile. Only hear chatter and gridlock. I like it for the weather. I was glad to have it in the weather. People were talking about the roads, which were not great. Forever 21 became suddenly 42. I hear you on that one. Ditto on treatment at GP Transco. See, that's the thing. Everybody likes it over there. And so I don't know why people stay at places where they're being treated horribly. If you're at a company that treats you poorly or you don't make any money, start looking around for someplace else. Start calling around. Start looking at reviews and stuff. You don't have to stay somewhere. If you have a year or even less of experience and a good record, oh my gosh, start looking around. At least look around. Kaylee, do people anyone cooking on cast iron? Boy, let's get that win. Someone in here will get it back. Oh, that's pretty nice of you. TV interruption of 1977. Hey, cool. Is GP for driving is giving money to people who don't work for them. I know. It's Mr. Ball. GP Transco's done that a number of times over the year. This year, they'll come in and just say, hey, I want to give away stuff to somebody in your channel. So I thought that was super cool of them to do. By the way, all trucking companies are invited to come into the live show and chat. And GP Transco's really been the only one. There's not really the only one. Let's see. We also have, who else do we have in here? Oh, Great Plains has come in here also to answer questions. Great Plains and GP Transco will answer questions right here in the chat quite often. I think it's great of these companies to do that, really. If you used to cook in the truck, can't stand the smell. Oh, go get the COVID. You won't smell anything. My carrier gave me $150 for Thanksgiving, and I didn't even work for it. That's pretty good. That's good. I got in late, but was off anyway. We get holiday pay here and everything. Laura, general comment. That's pretty good. I love it. I have 3 weather reports daily. Driver's window, front windshield, and passenger window. Oh, nice. Marks loves these questions. I do. Howdy, I would like to know your opinion on if we as professional drivers should be paid for 34 resets. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, C.W. Carter. I think everybody should get paid hourly and just get paid for all their time. Absolutely. I mean, yeah. All the time that you're at work. That's part of work. They do that because you're at work. So, yes. Absolutely, you should get paid for it. I can't stand playing leapfrog with other drivers on hilly roads. I agree with that. I don't get too much of that problem, though. Yeah, Laura's on here, right? I saw that. Hello? 2 phones at one time. I had a comment to make when the show started, but was driving. Now, I can't remember what I was going to say. You can always write it to me. Tommy Cash, I don't think we'll be doing that. Yeah, get the COVID, you won't smell it. This thing you could cook all you want, right? It doesn't make any difference. Snow on Christmas? Yes, here it will be a snowy Christmas. Won't that be great? Alexander, smoke a cigarette. We'll be able to smell the food. Yeah, just start smoking. Because I was considering smoking too. I think I was going to start. There's some cool guys at work doing it, and I thought, that looks pretty cool. I'm going to start it. I want to roll I'm going to roll that pack up in my shirt right there in my sleeve. It's going to look great. Red Monkey Trucking had a video at 2.1 million views on TikTok. Man, that's a lot of views. What was it about? Laura, right? Anyone else stuck due to high winds? No, it is not that windy here today. Oh, holy crap, that scared me. Holy moly. So here we go right here. Yikes. That was crazy. I think that woke the cat up. 1, 2, 3. Rolling right there. And it is the president of all people right there. President George H.W. Bush. On my screen is 13. So President George H.W. Bush, if you will please give me your address, your zip code in the comments, and then your address to my email. You are the winner today. So thank you very much for that. I'm writing your name down here. President GHWB. So perfect. A real good company out of Uranus, Missouri is Busterheim and Chance. That's good. That's very good. Speaking of smoking, I have one right now. Alexander, all right. Smoke them if you got them. That's what they say. That's not a zip. There we go. Oh, is that Indiana? Okay. So I have the zip. So send me an address at that zip on the in my email, which is right there, and I'll get that address to GP Transco. So and that is compliments of GP Transco, which I didn't even know until today either. So they're providing $150 gift card, which I appreciate very much for for them. So, and if you really seriously are looking for a good job, nobody writes to me that goes to GP Transco, and this is true, right? And says, look, this place is no good. Okay, so I don't really get those comments. There's little complaints like every company, but I don't get these big problems, and nobody pays me for that either. Maybe one of the only channels, I don't know. There's a few, but I don't take any money from trucking companies. You see, I rarely do ads. Although today's show is sponsored by the Human Fund, right? And a donation will be made in all of your names to the Human Fund. It's money for people. Money for people. So there we go on that. Heard George Bush voted for Biden. How did Christina not win? I saw that too. I thought, she was on both sides of that comment. So perfect. So very close one. Michigan. Okay, so right next door. Roger Moore, congratulations to the president. Kelly Fleet Nav on GP Truck. GP trucks really do look nice rolling down the road. Yeah, most of them are kept clean and in good condition, and I think that's part of hiring better drivers, which you can do when you have a better company. You as a company driver, you should take care of the equipment, and I don't mean you have to polish it every 5 days or whatever, but you shouldn't be driving all the wings off and all busted up and everything, right? Take care of it. Expensive, costs the company a lot of money, and they're putting a lot of faith in people to go drive their trucks around the country and not kill everybody. So I think keeping it in halfway decent condition, telling them when there's a problem so they can fix it, all that kind of stuff, and then they fix it, and then the truck, everybody makes money. They make money, you make money. And I'm not all like, oh, the company just only should provide for me and I don't have to do anything. I don't think so. As a company driver, I want to come in and do a good job too, really. I don't want to go running people off the road and stuff, right? It's just a point of pride, and the truck should be kept in good condition. And if there's a problem, get the shop to fix it, which they'll probably fix, I hope. Oh, Alexander, Kent County, Michigan is 49321. All right. So I'm just see the 4, and I was thinking, Indiana, because we're 4 here. It's 47905 down here. So just like the TV show. I looked at GP when HVH shut down, and they didn't have a lane going down to Texas when I was looking. Justin, they'll hire you now. I do know they'll hire at most of the country, other than like Florida and maybe part of Georgia, at least all of Florida. They don't hire out of Hawaii yet. And I was going to say Alaska, but I'll tell you what, Schneider will hire you out of Alaska and Hawaii. I saw that. They fly people in. They have this flying thing. They'll fly you in. I don't know how many weeks you have to work, and then they fly you back home. That's how it works. Bricks Morris, on my way home for the rest of the year. All right. I'll see a lot of people taking the year off. How does that work? How's it to get all this year off time? TikTok time is up. Right. Thank you. They pretty much give us unlimited washes at Blue Beacon. Okay, Red Monkey Trucking. As long as you don't abuse it, right? But I'm not saying, look, you have to go through the Blue Beacon every day. But, if don't be wrecking the trucks. Don't bang into stuff, right? And I think when you get somebody that takes a little pride in their work, which they will if you pay them a little bit better and treat people better, they'll be better for everybody. I think the idea there, which I don't speak for GP Transco certainly, is that if they treat drivers better, the drivers treat the customers better, the customers more likely to do business with GP Transco, and then they can, it's a big circle. GP is great except for beeping too much and ugly color. I don't know. I like the color. Also, GP is 72 on pedal. That's pretty good. Do a lot of cooking in the truck, but my food smells good. Oh, see, all I would be able to cook in there is Spam, sandwiches, macaroni and cheese. I can do that. I'm just not a cook. I will tell you. Cooking, not my thing. Would you get the COVID vaccine ASAP? No. I will not get it. I probably won't get it. I have a bad reaction to the flu shot, which I got 3 times. And probably shouldn't have. The last one I got, thought I was going to go to the hospital for weeks. I coughed and stuff right after that shot. And so I probably won't get it. It's certainly not initially. Gracie has Jeb Bush energy. Yeah, hey, you're lazy over there. She's probably still sleeping. Red Monkey Trucking, that video that went viral on TikTok was a clip of me reviving that guy at the convenience. Oh, really? And you put that on TikTok and that got millions of views? That's pretty good. I remember that video. I posted it on my Facebook page, on the Trucking Answers Facebook page. GP Transco Safety called me about the winds gust to 50. Did they say not to drive or give you the option to not drive? How did that work? What did they call you up about? That's pretty good. I'll tell you what, my company would have no idea if it was windy out in front of their office, much less as somewhere else in the country. They'd say, look, if you want to stop, stop, whatever. By the way, they call me Tommy Tucker. Have a good day. 2 Wookiees and a pancake. All right, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I'm working for Manning Transfer now. Peyton Manning Transfer? He's a sports person, right? It's 46038 where you live, Alexander. Oh, see, so it's 47. Maybe as you go further north. No, because I lived in Hammond, it was 46324. So email me and I'll tell you firsthand experience at GP Transco. All right. Where did I go off? Oh, what do the Cali lanes look like? Yeah, I don't know. We'll need a GP Transco person to talk about that. I do know they'll hire from anywhere in the country. Fleet Nav Systems was here. Got to take off. Have a great week. Merry Christmas, everybody. GP Transco. Let's see. Fleet Nav Systems. There it is. Are we doing any live shows over there this week? I don't know. All right, but thank you for being here. It's good to see you in the chat always. Let's see, where did I get off to here? Oh, vaccines have been halted in some places because many reactions. I did see that. Then that one nurse, I don't know if you all saw that. She gets the vaccine and then she's dug in the press and she collapses. She passes out. Oh, great. If I get it, please give it to a needy child somewhere. Okay. Where did you get the 72 on PassSmart? I disagree. For not winning that gift card, GP Transfer's garbage. Yikes. Maybe they'll have more of them. I used to be a cook at Marsh grocery store. What did you cook at a Marsh? And there used to be a Marsh here, by the way. That's a grocery store chain here around Indiana. The color stands out, not your standard color. Yeah, I like it. Anytime a company has trucks that are not white, I'm in. Because white is just like a fleet color. You know, I do like the fact that Prime has all these different colored trucks. I think that's great. It doesn't make it cohesive. It doesn't look cohesive, where at least here they're all teal, mostly teal. But at least it's something that's not white. Everybody buys all these white fleet trucks. Horrible. Run Monkeys 21219. Where the heck is that? Connecticut? Gave me the option. I checked airports and only reporting 30, gusting to 38. Okay, that's not bad. Would they let you stop just on your say-so? I mean, that's really what I think a company should do, every company, which I think they probably mostly do, to be honest with you. If you call up and go, look, it's really not safe here where I am. I'm going to stop right now. Is that a problem? My dispatcher GP Transco is very responsive, and so is the shop. That's the other thing. When you call up, are you on hold for 4 hours? On weekends, can you get a hold of somebody? I mean, that's a big deal. Fleet Nav Systems, no live shows this week, but we should be back with at least something in January. Okay, thank you for that, and we'll see you next year. How about that? I want to know why the dude said 72 on PassSmart, because we don't have that in the Kenworth at all. But if they raise the speed on their PassSmart, they could at least give me 69 on the pedal. Yeah, I don't know how they do it there, of course. Roger Moore, just started, get to the terminal and ask them to flash your truck. Wow, 72. But see, how long do you get on that, right? A few minutes or whatever. You're going to impact your fuel mileage, and I know they have a bonus for fuel over there. That's the way to raise the speed limit there, is or at any company. Raise the speed and then make the bonus a little bit harder to get on that speed. We do have a Kenworth, but it doesn't have Smart Pass, but they could raise it a little. Oh, so you get it. You get the same speed everywhere. Smart Pass is this thing where you get more speed for 20 minutes a day or whatever, which I heard about from you guys, in fact. I cooked all the hot deli foods. They had breaded chicken and such. Okay, like I see at Meyer. All that hot corner, that section of the thing. Yeah, I guess somebody would have to cook that. They usually have, I don't know, 3,000 chickens going around that rotisserie thing too at all times. So, yes, they also said I could stop with no problems at delivery time, Trucker Hershey. See, that's what you want out of a company like this at GP Transco. A company, if you call them and go, look, it's unsafe, there should be any argument from somebody however many miles away from you they are. You're the one that's there. If you say it's unsafe, that's why they hire you. You're the expert on the scene. It's unsafe. I can't go any farther. That should be the end of it. Now, well, can't you get it down there? We need this. There shouldn't be any of that. They shouldn't want you driving if you think it's unsafe. Oh my gosh, then there's an accident and they'll go, well, why didn't you stop? So if they'll support that, that's all I can ask for from a company, right? 15 minutes every 4 hours. I'll stick to 65. I'm usually in the top 10. Okay. 15 minutes every 4 hours on PassSmart. So 72, right? I guess if you just pass somebody up to 72, that would be great to do in a company truck, wouldn't it? That probably wouldn't impact you that much. And then when you pass them, you can be like all the other Billy Big Riggers and slow down immediately. Catch up to somebody, pass them, and then slow down to 60. Beautiful. How many people get that? I get that all the time out of people. Trucker Hershey also has Smart Pass. Goes 68 or 69 for 15 minutes a day. but broken, so does unlimited time. Nice. Don't put that on here. They'll be calling. You're going to get a message in like 5 minutes. Bring that truck in so it gets fixed. But I guess going 69, can you still make the fuel bonus going 69 miles an hour? I don't know. It depends how the bonus is. I'm glad I don't get one. Of course, I can only go 65 anyways. My safety manager calls me about weather and then leaves it up to me. Kelly, that's good. Hey, here's the weather we've seen. They don't do that here, I'll tell you that. They could care less. But that's good. They should monitor that and go, look, whatever you want to do, let us know. They do have that policy. They go, if it's too bad, just call us and we'll figure something out, So they don't give you any grief about it. One of the few things they've never given you any grief about is the weather. You go, it's too unsafe to drive. No one's ever said a word about it. Or a vehicle. They go take this truck. You go, no way. There's tires, whatever. If it's not safe, they go, this is a violation. It's an out of service. That's the end of it. You don't hear another word about it. Charles, GP Transco sounds like the place to be. I'll tell you, a lot of people like it. Work there and like it. They're moving up, getting tons of trucks in, and they don't even pay me to say it. So I love the place. I don't even work there. Your tractors would all be all black cherry color. That would be great. People would love that. Drivers might keep those really clean too, so that'd be really good. And people would love it. Happy holidays, folks. Alexandra, nice. That's a nice one. Had some comfortable compression socks with the Geotab. Yeah, you can't get those at Forever 21 or Hot Topic. I will tell you that. Let's see, but I do have to head out today. But I will say that today, I'm going to make a donation in all your names to the Human Fund. It is money for people. Money for people. So I'll make a donation in all your names to the Human Fund today. So that's going to be great. Rail Transport. I recently raised the speed on lease trucks. It's your truck. Personally, I think you should be able to do whatever you want. Lots of new leases. Totally wrong reason to lease. Yeah, I'm going to go faster. 75 is going to cost you. Where's the owner-operators? Would you roll along at 75 all day? Probably not. It costs you a lot of money. That's money right out of your pocket. Did I take the week off? No. I'm off Thursday, Friday this week, and Thursday, Friday next week. For holiday, those are paid holidays for me, but otherwise, no. And so, no, I got to work it. So, some people did take the time off. Not me. Working. A working fool, as they say. Let's see. So, let's see what I have to do that there. Okay. And so, today first was Misty, which I appreciate today. Beat me today. Air Gunner Bob was here. Thank you for that. Trucker Hershey was here. Christina, thank you very much. I appreciate it. You were so close. I will tell you, I was surprised. Even I was surprised. Alexandra, good to see you. Hit some churches this week. That's awesome. That's super awesome that people ask you that. Kelly, thank you for being here. George Wilson was here. Let's see. Charles Contreras was on here today. GP Transco was here today and gave away a $150 gift card, and I want to thank them very much for that. Fleet Nav Systems was here today. Red Monkey Trucking, it's good to see you. Roger Moore was here in an Aston Martin. I love it. My favorite, one of my favorites. Scott J, it's good to have you here. Donkey Bite, I do this every week at 12:30 p.m. on Monday. Fleet Nav System. Let's see, CW Carter. Oh, Chef Matt, cooking up the comments. Cooking it up. I love it. Justin, thank you. Two Wookiees and a Pancake, one of the best names on YouTube. PC Clark. Let's see, where am I going down to here? Chris was here. Chris Dieter, Grafton, my favorite avatar. And so I have to head out to work, of course. And, of course, our winner, the President, George H.W. Bush, was here. Be sure to email me your address, and we'll get that right out to you. Compliments of GP Transco. So, otherwise, headed out today. Thank you for being here. I do work this week, 3 days and 3 days next week, though. So that's how that's going to go. The strike will be on TBS on Wednesday evening. I hope that you'll all watch it. Thanks for being here. Be safe, and